person that nobody else can replace, right? And as far as that book, Linchpin, that's basically what it is about how you can bring your abilities to a certain role, to a brand, to a company, to a business, and how you can be able to use that to be irreplaceable. And if you can't be yourself, if you can't bring your abilities and your maybe whatever it may be, if you can't bring that into your role, incorporate it, and be stand out, then you might as well be like everybody else. And then that makes you, as you said, very, very dispensable. And you want to be indispensable. What's going on, everybody? We're back. We're back. Just a quick message. I was reading the book by Seth Godin, and I want to share a quick message with you guys. On there's nothing worse, I think, than working for a company, and you're a great worker. You get there on time. You do your whatever type of errands you have to do or tasks in the daily, and not being able to really shine your personality. And I've been in many jobs like that, and I think that's probably one of the worst situations you can be in, because at the end of the day, I think our human needs are just to be ourselves. You are what you are, right? So you have to just express yourself on a daily basis, whether it's through comedy, whether it's through dance, through art, through my vlog that I do here, right? It's my expression. Hold on one second. And that was my dog. So there's nothing more, I think, powerful than expressing yourself. And if you're in a situation when you have a job or something, that you kind of have to change who you are to be in that role, then you might want to be thinking about, going somewhere else, or asking for a different role in that company, because at the end of the day, you are what you are. And I think the difference maker is you being that person that nobody else can replace, right? And as far as that book, Linchpin, that's basically what it is about how you can bring your abilities to a certain role, to a brand, to a company, to a business, and how you can be able to use that to be irreplaceable. And if you can't be yourself, if you can't bring your abilities and your maybe whatever it may be, if you can't bring that into your role, incorporate it, and be stand out, then you might as well be like everybody else. And then that makes you, as you said, very, very dispensable. And you want to be indispensable. And in today's economy, I think is far more important than it was back in the days where there was a lot of jobs. You can just go ahead and line up and be part of the crew. Now, with those jobs being eliminated, what really, really I think employers seek for is individuals that are themselves, and are basically not afraid to express themselves. So obviously not reckless, but expressing yourself in your wants, needs. And he was also making a great I would say an argument where I never really thought about it that way, but he's like, when you Google yourself today nowadays, what do you come up with? And if you don't like that, you need to change that. So I know for myself, I never thought about this or any of my content that I'm making as a brand per se, but it is. I'm building my brand. If you Google me, you'll find my YouTube channel and all my other platforms. And I think the most important thing about that is, if you try to be something else or you try to copy a trend, you kind of step away from your unique, authentic self. And when somebody Googles you, if you're not being authentic, you go to the different platforms, you kind of see that the individual is inconsistent, and that kind of could hurt your brand. It could hurt you, because then we're trying to figure out who you really are, right? And if you're kind of consistent throughout the platforms, individuals can relate, I think, to you more, and it's kind of showing who yourself you are. So I don't think we can need to hide. So it's like, if you give an example, sometimes you be like, oh, I saw a trend with it, be like, oh, I have a TikTok pic, Insta pic, and a LinkedIn pic, and a Facebook pic, and it's all different, right? Depending on the platforms. Yes, you want to stay relevant, you want to be professional on certain terms, but at the end of the day, you are the same person in all those pictures. It's just whether or not you want to present yourself a certain way. So I think there's no need for us to kind of mold ourselves into something. We need to become who we are, and every day we're transforming, right? And just because you're a certain way today doesn't mean that tomorrow you might not change, or a month from now, 2 months from now. If I'm making these videos right now of self-help and inspiration, maybe for a couple of months from now I might change and I might want to do other things, and that's okay. That's nothing, I don't think we have a rigid structure that you have to stay to. And I think once you're able to understand that, you're more free to be what you want to be, do what you want to do. And that's what it says in the book. You want to, if you want to get a message or a sign of freedom, then use this as that, right? Be free and be yourself, and understand that that is what we all want from each other, to have communication and interactions with individuals that are free to be themselves. They're not in their heads, and they're not like kind of thinking how can they win this conversation or win this situation. They're just being themselves and letting everything else play itself out, which something we have lost, I think, nowadays with social media. So again, I'm gonna stop rambling. But if you're in a job where you're not able to be yourself, obviously not reckless, but be yourself, then I think you want to go ahead and find out how you can go somewhere where you can actually be yourself and bring some value, bring some entertainment, bring some creativity into whatever company, brand, or business you're doing. This way, not only will you be fulfilled, but at the same time, you'll be living on purpose, which is what I feel like this channel should be about. I'm making it about. But again, thank you guys for staying on here for a couple of minutes. I appreciate every single one of you that actually likes and watches my videos. The feedback is phenomenal. Thank you so much. And again, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.